Hello, folks, once again, and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today, we're going to open a very special kind of thing. We're going to open a Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms collector booster. So, what's up with this? Well, actually, Wizards had this moment where they were like, oh, let's do what Dungeons and Dragons said, and then they did another one. And technically, it was focused on Commander, because of course it was. And they actually thought for a second and were like, you know what? We have two IPs that are very, very valuable. Let us put them together and let's see what's up. And, after defeating a boss, you find a chest. And those are the collector boosters for Dungeons and Dragons. Now, are these really worth it? Well, not really. Not at this point, at least. This is more of a novelty kind of thing. And, retro novelty, I think, which for Magic is kind of defeats the purpose. You really have to like your Dungeons and Dragons stuff, to be honest. I'm trying to ninja one because this is the first one I'm opening, so you know how this channel rolls. I always try to ninja at least one. I think I made it. Nice. And there you go. So, the collector boosters for Dungeons and Dragons have a little bit of everything. This is the first and likely only time that we're going to crack one of these, but I don't know if we should just read all the cards. Most of these are new to me as well, to be honest, but they're already bent. So, there's that. So Spare Dagger, because of course we right away with an artifact. Dawnbringer Cleric, not bad. Pixie Guide. Let's see if we can put this nicely. Veteran Dungeoneer. Split the Party. Don't. That's very true. Most of these cards have flavor text. Most of them, though. I love this kind of mechanic that they introduced with the D20 rolling. It really feels like you're mixing the two words. And as a gateway to the universes beyond, this kind of works. Even the lands have flavor text, because it's Dungeons and Dragons. Everything has to have some sort of flavor text. Forsworn Paladin. There you go. My only problem so far, I like in the cards visually, and it's not, this channel, it's not about the value. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this with my money and my life. But why they have to be bent already? Like, come on, Wizards, try. Purple Worm. Oh, that's right. They had these styles. There's like a character sheet drawing style from D&D. Doesn't mean that the card is going to be better. It's just a style of card. It's interesting. It's going to be very confusing for me in terms of colors because, yeah. So let's put it like this, maybe, because they all look yellow. So it's going to be like, oh, this is a red card, a Sorn, then an Underdark Basilisk, Loyal Warhound in foil, not bad. And a Dog Illusion, which is also Eliwick Tumblestrom emblem. Okay, interesting. Let's put this here, I guess. There's always an empty space because it's not symmetrical. But I don't know. Let's see how this goes. This has everything in its favor to be an interesting video, but not necessarily a duper video. I opened this one in a different fashion, so to be sure that it wasn't me bending the cards, and it's not me. As a matter of fact, and we can actually validate this right now, if you see the boosters, they have some leeway, right? I think that's the reason they are bent. It's like, well, they are not vacuum pressed or something. Clever Conjurer, Great Axe, Grim Bounty. It's kind of sad when the cards are already bent because, well, you can't do anything about it. So it sucks to be you. you can put heavy stuff on top of them and like, and be like, well, it's kind of, I kind of fixed it, but ooh, who are you? And why is it looks like the card is dirty? Zariel, Archduke of Avernus. Legendary Planeswalker, Zariel. Well, what? Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Okay, very reasonable red. 0. Create a 1/1 red devil creature token with. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target, and -6. You get an emblem with. At the end of the first combat phase on your turn, untap target creature you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Well, not bad. Not bad at all. It looks like it's dirty, but besides that, very cool. Bag of Devouring. Nice. This is from the Commander decks, yes. Yeah, because there were some Commander decks, I think, right? Yeah. Dancing Sword, not bad. Owlbear. I have mixed feelings with these cards. Like, I love it when the thing that is on the collector booster box is just a common, but whatever. I have mixed feelings with this art, this type of card. Looks, I get it, and it's kind of okay, but at the same time, it just feels very meh for what. Oops, black is here. For what Magic is in terms of art. I don't know. For a one-off, it's kind of okay. So I guess, all this is foil at least. So it's kind of cool. Like, see, well, this is not foil actually. This sucks. But it's actually very difficult to tell if they're foil or not if you just like hold them in the right light. So that's kind of where we are. Like even the foil tokens. I don't know what's up with this foil, but it's not very shiny. The one thing that I never understand with Wizards is that they change their foil technology from set to set and you may be thinking, well, technology is kind of a strong word. Their foil method or factory, and you may be thinking, well, because they are looking for a better way to do stuff, and I say, yes, I will buy that one. If it wasn't for the fact that it's not true, like they achieved some foils that don't curl that much, for example, with Dominaria, but for some reason they were like, oh, these don't curl. Cool, let's do something else. Let's go back to the old method. It's like, Wizards, please give me the foils that don't curl. Like, it's for the sake of investments, like it doesn't even matter to you. Like, look at this foil. This is a very discreet foil. Like, I think I like it because it's discreet compared to the rainbow foils that we got later. I think I like this, but all of these cards are foil, and you can't really tell unless I just keep going like this. Even the card feels different to the touch, and I'm using gloves, so mind you. Sorcerer Glass. Nice. For the labels. I love it when Wizards gets creative and translates mechanics or lore into mechanics, basically, of Magic. For example, in this set, in the Lord of the Rings set, whenever is a Universes Beyond kind of thing, in this case it's not Universes Beyond because they're like, well, we own Dungeons and Dragons, so fuck you. But Old Gnawbone, first valuable card so far. Not bad. And you can see that they I think they try hard. I don't know if it's because they already have a base. Xanatar, Guild Kingpin. Nice looking card. The foil is very discreet, but like very, very discreet. And the Lost Mine of Phandelver. And a skeleton. It's actually foil, but if you look at it, it's actually only foil like 2 places, like in the sword, and the shoulder, and the shield. That's it. That's all the foil it has, which I'm okay with it. Like, look at this card. It's only foil in the arrows and the lights, I think. Like, I think I like that, but it really brings the question. If those are the only points where the card is foiled, then, my brother, why is it that the cards are all bent from scratch? Like, what's up with that? Look at this. Like, the fuck? So, I don't know. But I think that the Wizards, like the designers at Wizards of the Coast, have a easier time or a funnier time at least adapting existing worlds and mechanics into Magic, and it translates. For example, you see these ones with the D20s and all that stuff, and it's like, well, it feels like Dungeons and Dragons, and it really fits into the mechanics. Like you can tell there is a theme going on. It's great. Like same with Lord of the Rings. Like you can feel that the lore, Warhammer 40k, it's same. It's like you can feel that the lore was, was fit the best way possible into an existing thing. In this case, Magic the Gathering. So it's kind of amazing. Oh, the Vorpal Sword. But when it's Wizards doing stuff for Magic, it doesn't feel like that most of the time. Sometimes the mechanics are like, eh. Like sometimes they create mechanics, yes, they're like, oh, hey, thank you. Oh, nice. This looks like one of the books from Dungeons and Dragons. This is a land, actually. Dungeon Descent, an adventure for characters level 11 to 16. This is very nice. This doesn't even look like a Magic card at all, but it's very, very nice. The same card twice, because why not? But this time it's foil. Oh, another one. This one is foil, but it's a very difficult foil to understand. Like, even as like I need to say foiled. It's an artifact and a land. What do I do? I need to say, like, look at the treasure. It only shines like a couple of jewels in there. It's not the whole thing. And here for Vecna is also a couple of places where it actually shines. See, like, I need to say out loud, like, oh yeah, this is a foiled card or something, because I know that if I don't, when I'm editing this video, we'll be like, is that a foil or not? So, because some of them, normally it's like, oh, all the comments at the beginning are foils, right? So, oops, this card is actually blue and I put it in the wrong place. Because, I don't know why. So, like, you can assume that the first ones are foil. Like, look at this, it's only foil in some parts. It's crazy. I kind of like it. I don't understand why it translates to a card being bent, but still. By the way, if you don't know why cards bend when they are foil, is normally because the front of the card, the foil part, is plastic and the back is cardboard. So with humidity, the cardboard will expand, and it's like micrometers or millimeters of expansion, right? But Asmodeus the Archfiend. Oh, nice. Look at that. See, like, it doesn't... It's foil, but you can really tell... You can only tell it's foil because of the letters in the bottom, because he doesn't really shine that much. It's kind of crazy. I know that, like, this set is old, and I'm just, like, late to the party, but I'm flipping my shit with that, because it's like, oh, another time? Well, okay. I hope you like the Archfiend, because we have a lot of flavors. See, like these ones, you will assume that they are foil, but no, it's like only the last one is foil. These are just here to be. Curdle of Baldur's Gate, Nadar Selfish Paladin, and a Mimic, a foil Mimic. Artifact, Vorpal Sword, Artifact Equipment, which, well, is a black artifact. Okay, yeah, we don't put artifacts here, we put colorless, basically. That's the thing. Tomb of Annihilation, again, is only foil in the... And the Atropal, God Horror. Nice. With this one, we're going to be halfway there. It's kind of taking some time to crack this open, and I'm not even... Look at this, Jesus Christ. I'm not even reading them all. I'm kind of glossing... Oh wait, this is... Like, I don't know what's up with the colors in this set, because I think it's because of the paper style cards. I don't know how they call them. What's the official name? But never winter dried. But it just keeps confusing me. Like, oh, this is green. Oh, this is black. It's like, nope, nope, nope. Chuck test. Like, not at all. Red Dragon, again foil, but it only shines the fire, which again I think is great. I guess, I don't know, I'm really confused. Power of Persuasion, a Mountain. I love the D20 cards. I know that some players are going to hate the D20 effect cards because it's like, nah, I don't want to carry a die with me just to, you know, um play Magic the Gathering when you don't need a die to play Magic the Gathering. I mean, technically you need one for your life, technically, but nowadays people just use apps and stuff, so like um, there is no real point or whatever. I love this because it's really certainly doesn't feel like a Magic card at all. This feels like an insert or a publicity or an ad card, you know, like whatever. Guardian of Fate. Oh wow. Okay, this looks like a normal foil. Jeez, look at that. Spirit Knight. A Devil. Not very foil. But is also Icing Death. Frost Tongue. Nice. Or the Sword of the Lich King from World of Warcraft. Am I right, guys? Again. Kicking the door, which we all do the first time we play Dungeons and Dragons, and you understand that you can just basically do whatever you want as long as the DM rolls with it. You know that is like kicking the door, let's go. And that reminds me, one of the first times I played D&D, like I never played D&D because one of those things that I know that this is going to sound weird from a person that literally has thousands of Magic cards, and video games and all that shit. But I never played Dungeons and Dragons because it seemed too geek, like, but not in. I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in the sense that it was like, I don't know. It seemed like I had to put in the work, and to be honest, the reason why I play. Oh, nice. Also foil. The reason why you play a video game or you play something. Oh, this is from the Commander decks. Karazikar, the Eye Tyrant. Nice. Is because the thing is already done for you. You don't have to, like, if you want to play in your imagination, you just play in your imagination. I mean, whatever. But and that was the reason. Oh, Green Dragon. That was the reason that I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play. Like, I don't know how it plays. I don't want to play. Treasure Vault. Nice. I'm just going to, like, whatever. It's not for me. Well, one time, a friend of mine was like, no, you have to, let's come play. Oh, Ebon Death. Dracolic. Or Dracolich, I guess, because Dracolic sounds like it's Dracoholic or something. Nice looking card, without doubt. A Spider. And the Icing Death. Frost Tongue. We're halfway there, believe it or not. And my friend was like, no, you have to come play, whatever. And I was like, okay, I guess. And at the beginning, again, there was a kind of a barrier because like, oh, you have to do your own character. Here's the character sheet. And again, I know it sounds kind of weird coming from a person that plays card games and builds, model kits and all that shit. But I was like, why I had to do this math test? Like, sometimes I don't even like character creators in video games because it's like, can I just play? Like, of course, if you're in the mood for role playing 100%, which sometimes I am, then yes, you just do your character like the way you want and all that stuff, and it works, But if you're not in that mood, you're just like, can I please go? Like, the first time I played Mass Effect, I did my character like to the detail, and then all of the other games, for example, was like Dragon Age. I think it was the same. Ironically, both are games from BioWare when BioWare was good, but I kind of did it in a way that was like, oh, let's go. But for other games, it's like, okay, it kind of looks like me, whatever, let's go. Or just pick one of the defaults. It really depends on how you're feeling that day, like what's the mood. And I love these cards. And it's amazing because these are lands. It's just crazy. And I don't know. So when I see the character sheet, I was like, oh fuck, do I really need to do it? And he was like, oh yeah, let's go. You can do it. It's like, okay, I guess, whatever. Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I got it. And I did a character sheet, and I was a wizard, not the wizards of the coast. I was a wizard because, of course. At the beginning, I was like, okay, so we kind of move on rails, and you just, and the dungeon master just goes like, oh, you do this, and now you do that, and you know, and that kind of vibe. And I was like, okay, let's go. Just tell me what to do, and I will just roll the die to attack and stuff like that. I was like, no, 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 you have to decide where to go, how to go, and stuff like that. I was like, wait, but that doesn't make sense. You have a book. We need to follow the book. And that's the great thing about Dungeons and Dragons. If you have the proper or a proper, oops, I actually put another card in here. If you have a proper dungeon master, oh, this is the card is white. If you have a proper dungeon master, the game is just amazing because this friend of mine that was a dungeon master, he was great. Like he read the book ahead of time, so he knew the story, he knew where the points were, and all this stuff. And he basically, where I keep messing where stuff goes in this set, jeez. And he basically just went like, oh, now since he knew the map and he did his homework, like he studied how the whole thing worked. Oh, Blue Dragon, nice game, even though not a great game, but a nice game for the Xbox 360. Um, Mine fires. You can like he prepped for us, so whenever we went like, oh no, we're going to do this, like we actually started to gain a a taste for just throwing curveballs at the dungeon master and be like, well, okay, we're going this way. And he will be like, okay, just do that. And, present us with monsters and stuff like that. And overall, just, he was very good. Like, you never felt like there are some rails in there. Right? It's like the same effect as virtual reality. Like, when you play a good virtual reality game, you don't feel like you're playing virtual reality. You don't feel like there are some walls or rails for you. You just feel in a different reality. This is foil, even though you can tell, but this is foil. And the whole thing, this is all foil, by the way. Like it doesn't seem like it, but it is. Like I really have to force it, and he will be just like, yeah, okay, you want to do that? Okay, we can do that, and he will adapt to our crazy stuff. And I never felt that good playing a game because normally games have rules. Another Asmodeus, the Arcfiend. I hope you really like him because we're sure getting a lot of him. But with that guy as our dungeon master, it was amazing because we just throw curveballs and, like, for example, one thing that he did that I love in both in the moment and in retrospective is that as a wizard, one of the best cantrips that you have is fireball, and you can just fireball everything. And there is another ability that's like you do like this cone of fire is also kind of good, and you can just burn everything. So I just started to abuse that and just like do that because as a wizard, your life is not that good, your life points, and you just have to like stay back and throw some fireballs. And I wasn't like a healing wizard, I wasn't a mental wizard, so obviously there's only so much I can do. So I started to just resort on fireballs, and they kind of work very well. And you just and I think this is something that, from looking at some other people playing, is something that a lot of Dungeons and Dragons players do. Like whenever you have a wizard, they just start throwing fireballs everywhere. I started to do that, and you can tell that some of my friends playing with me were like, oh my god, here he comes again with the freaking fireballs. But I was having a blast. How do you think the Dungeon Master dealt with the issue of having a pyromaniac in the party throwing fireballs at everything? So a normal Dungeon Master, I will think, like a normal person, will be like, hey, maybe in public, maybe he will just pull me to the side and be like, hey, I don't want to be that guy, but can you please just tone it down a little bit with the fireballs, because people are not enjoying it too much, because you're just always abusing the fireballs and they don't get to do stuff because you burn everything to a crisp before they actually get to do anything. So Or that will be like option A. Option B will be to artificially increase the difficulty of the minions. The way this guy, another old Narbonne, nice. The way this guy actually adjusted our game was very smart. We had some members in the party that needed some stuff to do to execute some skills, like some loot basically. And after a while they all started asking like, hey, what about the loot? Like, we don't have any loot. I think it was me even asking, last booster by the way. And he stopped for a second and he said, of course you guys don't have any loot. It's all burned down, because every time you kill someone or something, it's burned down to a crisp, so you don't have any loot because it's burned. And at that moment, it was the best, regulation of gameplay that I've seen in my life, because it was like, okay, I get the point, because we all want loot. My co-companions also wanted, they wanted loot for their stuff, for their potions and stuff like that. And I also want loot. So he did, in a very gameplay oriented manner, he taught me without, breaking the flow of the game, please stop with that shit because it's not fun. And that's how it got regulated. And I love it. And yeah, so after that experience, I always was looking up to, to play more D&D with my friends. Ironically, I play with other dungeon masters, and it doesn't feel, it depends. It really depends on the dungeon master. I think the dungeon master is that figure that sometimes is really overlooked, but it's actually the part that makes or breaks the game, like, no doubt. And I can't play D&D without after that very excellent dungeon master that I had the first time. It's like, I say that D&D is like, it's like eating sushi, right? It's like, a lot of people are like, ooh, sushi, raw fish, and all that. It's like, listen, it's like D&D. D&D is like sushi. The first time you play it is, like, this is foil, believe it or not. The first time you play it, you eat sushi, it better be in a nice place, that is a safe place with your friends and stuff, and you can actually try different stuff, and in a good quality place. You don't want to take someone to try sushi for the first time to a shitty place. So here's the same. If you have a good dungeon master, then they will love the experience, or at least look forward to it. But if they don't, well, then it sucks to be everyone, to be honest, and they will never want to play again. And that's it, because, it's like a video game, like a tutorial or the first hours of a game. Best looking card in white, by the way. Kind of crazy. So yeah, I don't know. If you're new to the channel, we're picking the best looking cards for each color. And it's best looking and not more efficient. This time is one of the fewer times so far in this channel that I'm having a very hard time, because the foil is not there. Or, I mean, it's there, but it's not there, even though the cards are very bent. Look at this. Just cracked, gloves on, no pressure. Right off, you saw me opening the box, and the thing is freaking bent. Like, oh man. It's not even from a collector's perspective. Like, I'm not complaining about the bending because of, me being like, because the value is now less because the card is bent. It's like, no. It's just from a collector's perspective. I'm really triggered. It's like, bro, why you see the care that I in which I treat this stuff. I really like this stuff. I really like, some of this stuff, like on playmats or as art to put in your wall, or sometimes just the card you put it in a glass, in a plastic case, like because you like the art, or the card is very valuable, something like this, like that type of vibe. But they already bent. It's like, why are we even trying? Like, I'm paying a premium for a premium product, and the foil is kind of not there, which I kind of have to say that is growing into me. Like the more discreet foil, it's kind of growing into me. I like this card, but at the same time, it's kind of triggering me, these things. So it's going to be this one. I think this one is like very nice looking. Let's see the artifacts. Not much to pick, but it's going to be between the Mimic and this. So let's go with the Mimic, because I don't think I'm going to pick any of these drawing style cards. So at least that. Let's go with tokens. There's a bunch of maps. So it may be a map, but the Goblin tokens are very nice, and the maps are very nice. But I like Icing Death. I don't know why. The art just hits. It just hits different. And for lands, well, I have a very difficult time because there are a bunch of dungeon module lands that I really like. I think I'm going with the green one. Lair of the Hydra. Look at that. Nice looking. And finally, for multicolored. Oh, nice looking. Yeah, it's a bunch of... Well, this one looks right, but I think it's going to be this one. Even though I have mixed feelings with that drawing, because I don't know necessarily if I like the drawing, but whatever. Yeah, it's going to be this one. I like it. The foil is very weird. It's shining just in the right spots, kind of. So there is that. Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Collector Booster Box. Now, was it worth it from a financial perspective? I don't have a clue. It's in the corner. But from a visual perspective, I like it a lot. I have some mixed feelings with these cards, with the drawing cards, but I get the point. I get it. It's D&D, so it has its identity. I really love this, and the fact that these things are lands, I love this. I mean, I don't even. I don't know. I love it, but at the same time, I can't see people me having this in my hand and putting it, and people being like, "The fuck are you doing?" Like that's not a magic card. That's a piece of cardboard or something. And it's like, no, it's actually a magic card. So I can see people flipping because of that type of cards, but overall, I really like them. So this visual, I like it. I love that it's not overused and it's just for land. So it's like, not that confusing. For these things, I'm okay with it. I think I like it. I like the D20 mechanics. So there is that. And overall, it's just very nice to have, even if you don't play D&D a lot and you don't know the names of the creatures, the classic D&D creatures and stuff like that, it's always good to just see D&D stuff, because it's that type of stuff that you don't know is D&D. Even if you like fantasy stuff and stuff like that, it's like you're used to a bunch of that stuff. And then you play D&D and it's like, wait, this is from D&D. Like the original creation of that monster or concept is from D&D. So it's overall very nice. I don't know. I liked it a lot. Not the crazy. Again, it's kind of boring from a perspective of, except some stuff like beholders and stuff like that is actually kind of ugly. It's kind of boring because it's normal fantasy kind of stuff, but at the same time, sometimes you just want fantasy stuff, right? So I guess that's that. So I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I had very good memories of playing D&D. So there is that. I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were having a great night, day, or evening. And, as usual, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you had a great time looking at this with me. And if you have any D&D memories, please share them in the comments, like, subscribe, and all those things that the cool kids say. This has been PAX and Recreation. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.